I came across this article and found it to be quite interesting, so I did want to pass it along to all of you so you could also check this out. It's about the world's most valuable Ford Mustang and it going back to auction and how much this car originally sold for, the history on this car, and the record they're hoping to break when it gets sold again this time. I'm just going to read through the article and get through all those details. Last year, a 1965 Ford Mustang Shelby GT350R prototype driven by the legendary Ken Miles surfaced at Meekham's Indianapolis auction and promptly reset the record books by selling for an eye-watering $3.85 million. That total made this the world's most valuable Ford Mustang, beating out the original Bullitt Mustang, which sold for $3.75 million just 6 months prior. Now, roughly a year and a half later, the world's most valuable Mustang will try to beat its own record when it crosses the block once again at Meekham's Kissimmee, Florida auction next month. Meekham calls this 1965 Shelby GT350R prototype the most historically important Shelby Mustang in the world, and it is also arguably the most important Mustang in the history of the marquee period. It earns a distinction for a number of reasons. For starters, this is the very first R-model Shelby GT350 ever made, as well as the first competition Shelby Mustang, the first to be raced, the first to win. It is also Shelby America's first factory engineering mule for a rolling test bed that would lead to development of a second team car and 34 customer R models. On top of that, a number of legendary drivers that had their turn behind the wheel of this very car, including Ken Miles, Bob Bondurant, Chuck Canwell, Peter Brock, and Jerry Titus. Carroll Shelby once claimed that Miles and Canwell alone put over 500,000 miles on the prototype, which is a pretty lofty number for this type of machine. Car 5R002 was also a dominant competitive force on the track, winning its first race and securing 3 straight class wins, with Miles behind the wheel, and then racked up 4 consecutive SCCA B production class wins before snagging its first second place finish and then another trio of wins, with many more to follow in the ensuing years. Now, shortly after changing hands for a record price, it will attempt to reset the market one more time. Pretty interesting stuff. I'll be very curious to see what this sells for, and I'll definitely keep an eye out on this. Hopefully they report back what this actually sells for. But if it doesn't, I'll try and find it out and do an update video, because this car has incredibly historic history. And if any car is going to pull close to $4 million for a Mustang, it should definitely be this one. Hope you guys enjoyed the article. If you'd like to see more Mustang content and articles like this or content on my 04 Cobra, be sure to subscribe. If you like the video, throw it a like. It really does help the video out. As always, I appreciate all the views and all the subs. Thanks for watching.